hit this and we'll just
We're rolling.
yeah, we'll just go through it. Yeah, so
right,
Jaden from Sylar. Is that the right pronunciation, right?
Sylar.
Sylar. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Just
Good.
got off stage, did a signing, a little sweaty, but
Dude, I saw a Sylar retweet today. I'm seeing Sylar everywhere right now.
Dude, you know what? I'm not going to complain about that.
You're taking over.
Yes.
Hey, that's the goal.
You're doing your thing. Is this your first Warped Tour?
First Warped Tour.
Fucking
Dream
A.
come true for sure.
The whole tour for you?
Whole tour, front and back.
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
Crazy. Tell me about Sylar. How long you been doing this? This is a new name to me, but like I said, I'm seeing it with some consistency right now, it feels like.
I mean, dude, first of all, that's great to hear.
For real.
We started this band roughly around 2012.
Okay.
The first year or so was just very much trying to get like the people together, trying to like, lay the base, lay the ground down. And then things really started moving around 2014. We dropped one record and we toured a little bit, but then, we hit a big wall.
Yeah.
And we sat for a little bit and then we signed to Hopeless.
Hell yeah.
And things started just going uphill from that. We were able to do a new record and, dude, we dropped our first song off that record a year ago and things have just been going up nonstop.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we're just
Hopeless is a powerhouse, right?
Dude, I mean, not only that, but they're just like, it's cool to be part of a label where like, if I have an issue or something, I could just send out a text to even the biggest dude in that company and I get a text right back and it's just like...
That's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. And, they support our creativity. They're very about it and that's huge for us because we want to be outside of the box. You know what I mean? We want to think outside the box.
Hell yeah.
That's something that they've been very helpful with, so...
Well, you got to feel confidence just being around. I mean, Hopeless has been around forever, has gone up and down with it, you know what I mean? Right now, I feel like Hopeless is stronger than it's ever been. And more dialed in, but it does seem like the bands and their network really does seem to support one another.
Yeah, it's cool, though, because, like, it's huge for me because I'm a big Avenged Sevenfold fan.
Okay.
So I grew up, like, watching their documentaries and all that stuff, and in one of them, they talked about getting signed to Hopeless, and to me, as a kid, I was like, oh, Hopeless Records, all right, that kind of rings a bell, but...
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it. So you fast forward like 5, 6, 7 years later and we're getting an offer to sign with them and I'm like,
That's
dude,
crazy.
This is bizarre.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been really cool.
That's awesome,
really cool.
man. I was reading a little bit about you guys, and you can tell this in your music. You do a lot of work in the studio and stuff like that, and like kind of use that as like an extra piece of creativity, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about a little bit about? Was that something that you guys had in mind from the start, or was it like, oh, you got in the studio and we can do all this fun, cool shit?
Well, a big thing was when we first started the band, when I was with my guys and we hadn't recorded or anything, we were just like, all right, obviously we want to be a heavy band to begin with, but we want to bring back, and this was like a few years back, because now the whole new metal revival is like coming back, but for a while we were talking about that. We were like, hey, let's our whole thing, it was like, we're from Queens, we're kids from the hood, let's bring that feel, let's bring that vibe into our music. So it was very easy for us to work with instruments and then go into the studio and add like hip hop beats, add effects here and there, and that essentially does become like a sixth member of the band.
Sure.
And that's what we've been doing with it. And I do feel like it brings our music to a whole other level because
absolutely
you get to put these sounds that you can't make with instruments. So it's been great, man, and we're gonna keep doing it for sure, pushing the limit with that.
Dude, let's talk about this swaggy Sylar merchandise that we got rocking right here. So this jacket, what is this? This is something you sell?
Yeah, so now we're selling it.
Look at this, dude.
This is a custom one we got made this year, and I was wearing a gray and black one for the whole year. Like, we went to Europe, we did Japan, we did a bunch of stuff.
And kids are like, let me get that jacket.
Yeah, kids have been asking for it nonstop, so we decided to make a yellow and black one since it's summer. We figured, yellow kind of matches with the summer vibe. And dude, yeah, man, they've been fine. People want to get their solid.
What is it? I think it's so. I'm always interested. You got some patchwork over here. Look at this, dude.
Embroidered and the back.
And then you got the clean hats and everything. I mean,
yeah, man.
You know what the game is.
Hey, man, we're very big on fashion and aesthetic.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Aesthetic is like massive for us as a band.
It's everything, right?
We like concentrate a lot. Obviously music. That comes first.
Sure.
I consider that part of it.
But at the same time, it's like a mixture. It's like when you go out to dinner and you get your full entree. It's just like the aesthetic completes our meal. In other words,
the music that's playing at the restaurant is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking about all of that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have a restaurant, so.
Oh, good for you, man.
It's fun. We get to play punk music.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, had to comment on it because like this is some next level gear right here.
That's
for real.
I'm very flattered.
In a sea of black and white shirts, you guys are standing out.
Yeah.
I'll take that, man.
Looking
Thank you so much.
I hear you on that too, man. The merch is like it is a complete. It's a whole different part of the band, but it's like one of the most important parts. You know, that aesthetic too. So
yeah, and see with like our merch, I design every single design, and it's just like for a little bit, I would get an email with like, hey, here's 15, 20 designs. Pick your favorite 3, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Absolutely not. I'm gonna take my time with every single design.
Yeah,
and that's for every kid to know that every design that they ever put on their backs is like designed by us and by our vibe and by our style. Like that's something that we take very serious.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where we go. We always take our time with our merch and we design it ourselves.
it's interesting because you'll see like I feel like at a certain point of success, or maybe that's not even the right word, but the bands will kind of let go of those reins, and then you see their image just presented in such like a way that they don't have a control of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
like,
that's
how
something-
many band shirts have you seen where you like the band and you're like, I fucking hate that shirt though, and it doesn't even look like that would be that band.
Right.
You know
See,
what I
and
mean?
with us, it's like we want to match our vibe with our merch.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just like, no offense to any other bands, but I'm sorry, I just see the same shirt way too many often within too many bands, especially at a festival like this. It's just like, oh wait, okay, that looks like that band's on the shirt, and
There's not going to be a I feel like Sylar shirt, is what you're saying.
That could be one of them, honestly, but we're not going to do
saying,
that.
you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like,
so to us, it's just like, nah, let's send out.
Sure.
Let's send out. And it's not even just like trying hard to do it. It's just who we are. It's our vibe, and we just bring it out, you know?
Awesome.
Dude, I like your guys' whole approach.
Yeah,
Thank you,
me
man.
too.
Thank you. Our
It
approach
flows.
is just like, I don't know, man. We're here to be the best of the best.
Sure.
That's always been our mentality. It doesn't matter if we're opening. We want to sound better than the headliner every time. We want to do better than the headliner every time. That's the goal, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, that's our approach, man. We're not slowing down. We're here to, you know, kick
love it.
ass and take names.
Yes.
And we're here to stay. We're here for everyone to know.
Fucking A.
Hell yeah,
Sylar,
brother.
dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Awesome,
sold.
man.
Oh, yeah.
How do people
Fuck
follow
yeah.
you? It's Sylar
NY, right?
Sylar
NY? That's you from
Yes,
NY.
sir.
Okay, cool.
Sylar NY.
Yeah, I've been
Awesome,
seeing
brother.
that.
Hell yeah.
Jaden, thank you, man.
No,
Thanks,
thank you
Jaden.
guys for
Appreciate
having
this.
me, man.
Yeah.
This was awesome. I really
Sylar,
appreciate
Hopeless
it.
Records. Check them out. Sylar NY.
See you then.